Hi, this is Told. Welcome. Today we're doing a little Valentine's Day special, and we're focused on the rope because we want to tie the knot off. Oh, so clever I am! Ha 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 ha! Valentine's Day, tie the knot, get married, yay! But anyway, um, yeah, uh, creature can't be blocked by more than one creature. So we wanted to pair this with some menace type ability, because when you pair it with something that has menace, like the Mayhem Patrol, now the Mayhem Control is unblockable because it needs to be blocked with two creatures, and if you have the rope equipped to it, it can't be blocked by more than one creature. So, essentially making creatures unblockable. I tried doing a black and green Golgari deck. It just didn't work. So I swapped that idea and went more for this Naya. I don't know. What is red, white, and green? I think it's Naya something. I don't know. Anyways, uh, but we're pairing it with the Beamtown Beat Stick. I was gonna do this whole shtick of like, oh, it's love and stuff, and then I started looking at the cards, the whip and the beat stick, and tying people up. Got a little dark. Uh, anyway, the beat stick gives creature menace, equipped for 2. It's equipped for 3, so that's kind of expensive. 5 mana to make a creature that's like a 2/2 unblockable or something. It's pretty pricey. So we got 4 copies of the Blade Holder War Whip. 1 mana, 1 red, 1 white. 4 Mirrodin. Creates a Rebel 2/2 token with this equipped to it. So, you have a 2/2 with first strike for 3 mana. Pretty great cost thing. But, the main thing about this card is equipped abilities to activate cost 1 less to activate. It can go below 0. Well, I mean, it can't go below 0, but it can go to 0. So if you have 2 of these out, the beat stick is 0 to equip, right? And the rope is 1 to equip. Pretty cheap value. Even if you just have 1 of them out, it's 1 and 3. So, or 2. 1 and 2, so that's 3 total. Pretty good value there. And then, we just had to go with the cats. Because, we wanted Kemba in there. So whenever a cat enters the battlefield under your control, attach it to target equipment. So you get an equipment attachment for free. Most likely you're probably hoping for this one because this is the most expensive one. It costs 5. And if you have that out, you could also create cats with him. So that means you can create a cat for 5 and equip this 5 equipment cost onto that cat for free, right? You get a double striker. And then we just have a number of cats. We have the Lion Sash. And so that could eat permanents from the graveyard. Maybe, I don't know if that really matters so much, but you can reconfigure it onto your creature that's unblockable. So you can get those extra pluses in. Could be good. We got the Brawler in there so that when it attacks, it gives something trample. And why do you need trample if you're, got an unblockable creature? Well, we're looking at, what if we don't have these equipped to our creatures or something? So we want a backup plan. We got the Brawler as a backup plan. We got this Brawler that has trample itself, and its power is basic, equal to the number of basic lands you control. That's the little bit of weird part is we have, a number of non-basic lands. So this is probably going to be at least a 3, if not a 4. Could even be up to a 5 if we have the headquarters out. That's the only island, I think. So you need a proving ground and a headquarters out to get it above 3. But either way, pretty nice creature for 2 mana. You get a 3/3 or a 4/3 or a 5/3 for 2. It's pretty good. And then, I already talked about the Mayhem Patrol, not a cat, but it has menace, so it's like instant unblockable. And when it attacks, it gives +1/+0 to a creature, so it can give it to itself. So it's basically a 2/2, and then 3/4 attacking. When it's got the rope attached. So pretty good damage to get sneak through every turn. And then we have the Flourishing Bloomkin. 1 mana, 1 green, and its power and toughness equal to number of forests you control. That's why we have this janky mana base where I put in as much forest cards that I have. Like don't have, I wish I had more of these ones, but I don't. But I do have 4 copies of the green and white ones, so I put those in and I subtracted out the plains and mountains as much as I could, so that way, everything that we have, we got 22, I think. Yeah, so 22 lands, so 18 forests in the deck. So that pumps up the Bloomkin pretty nicely. And if you notice the combo, we got all these nice little 2 mana value creatures. So the reason why we have that is we're looking to break out a new card from the Manors of Karlov Manor, or Murders of Karlov Manor. And you look at the top 6 cards, you reveal a creature, put it into the battlefield if its mana value is 2 or less, and it gets haste. So we can poop. We can poop out a Bloomkin. Oh man, it's a good morning. Let me tell you, poop out a Bloomkin. It's got haste. It attacks in. Maybe we even put make it unblockable. Who knows? Or we give it trample because we have the Malamud Brawler out there. And yeah, we're swinging in for 18 for two mana, free card. We got a little bit of Colossal Growth in there for the trample, 4/4 trample part of that. I kind of want it with that. So I'm like, well, why not just do the little bit extra mana? It's still a 3/3 if it's kicked. Doesn't get the trample like, Giant Growth or whatever the other, 2 mana value one is, the +3/+3 and trample. But, figure if we're getting in for free where they can't block it, who cares if I'm not giving trample to that? Also, we got the Brawler for trample. This Brawler has trample. So this is probably going to be unblockable with the rope. There's a lot of things going on. Got 2 copies of Cosmic Hunger for, the Sheldrids of the world. Obviously, Atraxa is going to be a problem for this deck, but hopefully we're killing them before they put out Atraxa. We could put in some, Get Lost or some type of, spot removal. I don't want to do it. I like to be a little bit outside the box. And, you got to try new things, and hopefully, the hunger would be good enough. And hopefully you're just killing them fast enough, because who cares if they have Sheldred out if I'm attacking with a 5/3 unblockable creature or 18/18 unblockable, right? Like, they're not going to gain that much life. We got some finishers in there. We got the World Souls Rage. X, 1 red, 1 green. It does X damage to any target. And you can put lands from the graveyard to your hand. So if you cycle these lands, I guess you get those back. But, X to any target. Fireball, a little bit more expensive because it costs 2. But, that's one way to, get that little bit extra damage in. And then we got 1 copy of the Blanchwood Armor. I couldn't squeeze in another one. Probably I'd like to. This basically gives the Flourishing Bloomkin ability to any creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each forest you control. So if you put that on your double striker, it's pretty good. So, just that card for a finisher. And then I had to put in the Oxida finisher. It's got affinity for equipment. I was looking at it, 7/5 trample. I was going to cut it. I was going to put the Mole God in there. It's, arguably better because you could attack in with your unblockable creature, attack in with the Mole God. And, they block the Mole God, and now you have another phase to attack in with your unblockable creature. Obviously, if I was going for a more competitive game, I would go with that. Or I might even go with Nissa because you're doing all the forest. So squeezing those 2 cards in. You might even take out this Breakout card. I was playing earlier as a test out, and I didn't quite have as many creatures, but if you can believe it, I whiffed on six cards. So I look at the top 6, I had no creatures in there. And, maybe I've added like 1 or 2 of those. So it was, it's definitely like you put this in there, put that in there. Maybe you put Bosiju in there so you could search for a forest. And, it eventually gets +1/+1 for each land you control, not just forest. So pretty good deal. There was a couple other cards, I was looking at. The Aspirant to, equipment spells cost 1 less to cast. But, most of our equipment are just regular, so it would only affect the whip. And then, it could equip itself for cheaper. Is pretty cool. And, thought about the Draconic Destiny and Kalin, where you could search up, equipment, search up this, search up, the Draconic Destiny, and then, just equip Kalin and plus things. So there's a couple of ways you can go. I was looking at the Hex Gold Nabber, whenever a creature attacks, whenever an equipped creature you control other than Rook, Hex Gold, Hook? I think that R is silent. Nabber dies, attacks or dies, you can attach equipment that's attached to that creature to him. Uh, so thought about that. So that like if you had like one piece on there, one piece on another guy, and you attack in, and, then you can just pump him up. And he has haste and trample, so it's just a surprise attack. And then New Benalia has light, so you can cast stuff that they've destroyed from your graveyard once per turn. Also has lifelink, vigilance, and trample, so really great attacker. And Astor, Bearer of the Blades is a 4/4 for 4 mana, and equipments have a one cost. And sure, you can look at the top 7, reveal blah blah blah, but it's more for the equipment cost. And Benalia's Hope is just to get like a equipment card from your hand to the battlefield. Not really that big a deal. I probably would like take that out. So yeah, I'd probably go with over the finisher. I'd go with the Quake Mold God, and maybe even take out one of these. But I want to put the finisher in there because I want to have some fun with that. And that's the deck. Let's tie the knot and get married and all that junk. Hopefully we get some wins. Alright, shiny fruit. That's plastic, bro. Don't eat that. Look at this. This is broken, right? Shuffler's fine, man. Good game. Shuffler's fine. Shuffler's completely fine. No white mana. I got green. Oh, I'm doing this. I don't care if it screws me for the next turn. Ooh, Brawler? I think Brawler. Let him get some blocks out. Yeah, break out into the rope. Oh, jeez. Maybe they're gonna get rid of the sash. Yeah, man, approving. Excellent. See? Never punished for doing what I do. You got 1? Is that a mistake? I don't know. Okay. Sneaking in 1 damage. The armor. And this bad boy. A Bloomkin. Take action. I'm gonna put this out. This thing, yeah. We Bloomkin. Break out the Bloomkin. Okay. Just 3, 1, 2, 3. Do we just do up the Bloomkin? I mean, you can't block with that thing anyways. Double up the Bloomkin. I feel like we'll draw a card on my turn. Only 2 of them. Or 5. Probably dead. Black, white. I don't know what they're playing, Like what the combo is with this. Black and white. I don't know. They don't have like damage stuff. That's the stuff that I've seen. I mean, it's pretty good. I just want to draw a card. So they have to survive 1 turn? equip it? Maybe I shouldn't. Well, I couldn't equip them both. Do I wait one turn? No, I got that +1. This guy. 9 damage. 6. I mean, I can't kill it, right? For 1 mana. The Bloomkin. Yeah. Teach that boy a lesson. Took that brawler down. So... Okay. I mean... Yes or no, right? He knows, right? Oh, so he didn't even kill the brawler. Wow. Did he gain big life from this? I don't know what this deck was. I'm confused. I mean, the garden is the thing I wish I had 4 of. That would be the ideal thing, right? That's the colors that we want. Another life gain weird ass enchantment deck, huh? I mean, that's part of the problem is the mana base. We don't really have any life gain. We should have access to white as well. We should probably put that life gain in. The Reign of Truth, huh? Do I need that extra mana? No, can't cast it. Do I break out? Let's see what we draw. Instant take action. Oh, why not? Alright, so I can't do anything there. Just attack in. Do it to yourself. So we're at a 5 turn clock? 5 turn? I don't know if we die, but we're definitely Bloomkin. Well, they have no blocker. We're gonna hopefully hit a Bloomkin. Kamba's great. Yep. That's a pretty nice turn. Yeah, spread it out. We could either hold up the Cosmic Hunger, or we could just Bloomkin out, I think. Poop out a Bloomkin. White enchantment? And a Scoopa. No mana. Cool. Okay. Easiest game of my life. Alright, we got no red mana. Probably want to mulligan this one, unfortunately. And this one looks a lot better. We got the red-green, the breakout on turn 2. We got the rope later on. And we got a Bloomkin. I think we'll keep this one, and I think we're going to drop one of the gardens. Just because it gives us the mana that we need, but we don't need 2 of them. And all the other cards are pretty good. You know, we have the Vengeance. We get 1 more land. You know, the Bloom could be cut down. If we get it out too early, but maybe with the breakout, maybe we draw a land. We're going first, we're on the play. And hopefully we get an opponent soon. So yeah, I think we go breakout first, because anything we hit should have more than 1 toughness. The brawler's pretty nice as well. I think we go with that, take the action, attack in, it's a good deal. They're tapped out so they can't kill it. It has 3 toughness, so that's a good deal. I don't know what they're playing, mono red maybe? Be my guess, they're probably playing the Orzhov deck to do, 1 damage and pump up the damage. So that would be something we want to save the Witchstalker's Frenzy for, if possible. We don't have any land destruction, which that's the counter to those gods. We didn't draw a land, so that kind of sucks, but I think we're going to go out with another brawler and make them have another 3 damage spell. They could have a 2 damage spell and want us to, block, so they just drew 2 of those. That's pretty nice. Percentages of that happening, pretty low. They look like they want to dig. They highlighted it, so that's one thing to do, is pay attention to, what the opponent's highlighting. So I'm going to go out with the Bloomkin, because that's a 3/3 body. I would like, the Bloomkin would be great if you can hide it. You can't really hide it. It costs so much to flip it, especially in the early game, so you pretty much just put that out face up, although putting it face down would cause them, if they have a 3rd spite, they wouldn't be able to use it. Now they could use it, against to pay that ward cost, but they could have another lightning bolt, they could have a shock for 2 damage, so we want to be careful and cognizant of that. And so now the Forge, as I've talked about it previously, I'm going to do no blocks. Now they could have a 2 damage spell, so we might be Vampiring Vengeance. That might not even matter as well. But we can go with the rope, and we could equip the rope to give us some more toughness. Make sure you select the right side on that. Make it harder for them to kill. They could chump block it so they only take 4. Which I would probably expect them to do. So there's a 6-turn clock on the Forge based on no blockers, just on the amount that it gets up to get up to 20 damage, and that's not even counting burn spells, so that would put us on a less than a 6-turn clock. But so we have to kill them in 6 turns. We do have the Vampire's Vengeance that can kill them. Yeah, they're going pretty big, pretty wide. Yeah, that's a big hit. Yeah, so if I had the Vampire Vengeance up, we'll have that next turn. Hopefully take 3 damage next turn. We'll go down to 6. We're going to put them down to 4. Oh, that's a good call. Now if I put the Brawler out, it's going to die, knowing that I'm going to Vampire Vengeance next turn. They're on a 3-turn clock, sort of. I think we're gonna hold up the Brawler. We're gonna take 3 damage, go down to 6. It could be the death. Alright, that sucks. We'll wait for them to attack with the Goblin King, hopefully. They're gonna create a treasure token. Unless they exile the top card of their library, would be a better play for them. Since they have the mana up. Let's see what they draw. They get another one of those, that's good. We'll get that, prevent that damage, but we're still in danger of dying next turn, because now this goes up to a 4, so they have 10 damage on board, and we don't really have any options for that. So we're kind of in trouble. I'm going to hope for a good hit here. And we whiffed. Nice. So, unfortunately, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't attack in. If we attack in, we're dead. This will give us one more turn. 5, 6, 7. There's a couple of outs that we have to be able to do 5 extra damage. It can be pretty rough. We do have the trample. They're gonna... The pillager makes it so we can't block with one of our creatures, so we're gonna take... We're still dead. Yeah. Not much we can do to that. Mono red's pretty rough. And then they'll just put that on here, and then, you know, we can block, you know, something here, doesn't matter. Right. Not much we can do. Oh, this one looks pretty good. We got our breakout on turn 2. That's what we're looking for. We don't have any equipment for that. We don't have any white for that. So that's going to take a little bit. I'm going to go... We don't really have any double forest, double mountain spells. So it's fine putting out, leading out with the thing. So hopefully we don't whiff on this one. This is a better draw. Because next turn... So that's... I guess we could have... Well... Next turn it'll be a 2, so I guess we could have took the other thing. But we're not, there's no guarantee we're going to draw a tri-land. But next turn we can rope into the mayhem. They're looking at +1 counters. We could blitz this in. I like the card draw, it might be a good idea. We'll put the rope out because it doesn't matter. They don't have any blockers. I mean, maybe it's a bad idea because we could have had that out with an unblockable creature. But, you know, that might be a misplay that I made. But we're hoping for more lands, you know, hoping for that white land. Get that white land and then Kemba can get out there. And they're going to get big fast. We can rage. We can do this. And then we can attack in. They can only block with one guy. So we're continuing to push the damage into them. So until their guy gets big enough, which, you know, he's getting close. But we can, you know, we got that Witchstalker's Frenzy. Life gain is a big problem. So I think we're going to have to take care of that visitor on our turn. Unfortunately. So we need to kill it before it gets too big. It might get too big already. But hopefully we are able to kill that. We do have the Vengeance, but, you know, they're probably going to pump up the Jukai. It would be nice if we could, you know, had 3 creatures to attack with. Yeah, so now that's out of range for us to get, so we're definitely going to Witchstalker Frenzy. Oh, man. Not Witchstalker Frenzy. We're going to Vampire's Vengeance. Clear their board so they don't get rid of that lifelink. We're probably dead on our turn. They just got too big too fast for us. And that's us being on the draw, I believe. Right? They just got that one extra turn where we couldn't get rid of their creature fast enough. So maybe we made a misplay as we should have killed that. I didn't think they can get so big so fast. Alright, so that's the tie, the Knot deck. Not a great winner. I'm very disappointed in the Flourishing Bloomkin. I've tried to make it work in a couple of decks, and I feel like I haven't figured it out quite yet to make it any good. Even in the green deck that I made the previous, you know, like before the set came out, I made a deck that was centered around getting a bunch of forests into play. Um, Maybe we need more forest stuff in this deck. I'll go over that in a minute, but I just kind of want to give some thoughts on the deck. Um, it just seems a little bit slow. Um, Maybe we need some more removal early on for the deck. Maybe we're trying, I feel like we're always trying too hard. So maybe we do just go with, more Witchstalker's Frenzy. Maybe we even just get rid of the Bloomkin altogether and go a different route and, just go more of the equipment type of thing and more menace type of creatures that come out of the gate with menace. And maybe the vengeance is bad for us. I don't know. Maybe go up one on the Doom thing. We're definitely looking for. And then the other thing that we're working with is cat type. So we're looking at cats. So, since we got rid of the Bloomkin, now, we want to go maybe up more on that. Maybe the Picnic Ruiner isn't the way to go since we don't have any 4s in the deck. It's probably bad. This is a cat with trample, so that allows, the equip, but it is too expensive. We want to be able to use the breakout. So we do want 2 mana costing things. Kellen has to go, I think. It's just not there. Assemble the players, it seems like, I would take that out in favor of more removal spells. But let's continue looking at the cats. So, we don't really have anything but toughness, big toughness. Cats. We are playing white. So we are looking for like 3 cats that cost 2, but that's all we have. There's this cat we haven't got yet. This does get around that, but I think so. We have 11 creatures, not enough creatures in the deck. Maybe we go with we'll keep that at 2, but we'll go with some like instant speed removal. So we'll do type instant. Maybe the Blessed Defiance could be good as well. I think I really just want red removal. The Monstrous Rage could be good as well. I don't know if Play with Fire is good enough. We're almost looking for 3 damage. There's a number of ways to go. If we kept the Picnic Ruiner in, we could go with, that or Monstrous Rage. But I think we really want some like 3 Exiles, pretty good. Bargain, 2 damage. Creature or Planeswalker. 2 damage to any target. Any target's pretty good. Are we gonna have stuff that we could sacrifice? We have some treasure creation with the Sticky Fingers and the Bee Stick. Maybe we just go back up. I'll keep that at 3, I guess. We have the Smite, we have the Soul Partition to slow them down a bit. It's a lot of tough decisions. The March is pretty good as well, but we're looking at low mana. Maybe the Flame Blessed Bolt will go with. And Smite does 3 damage for 1. We could also look at First Strike, Trample type of situations. We do have mostly red spells, so I think the Questing Druid, but this is a multicolored spell. So we have 2, 4, 6, 12 red spells that are just, actually green spells is what we want to look at. 4, 5, 6, 9 green spells only. So that could be an option as well, but we're still looking for removal. We have Terra Sunder. We don't have any black mana. We have a little bit, but I wouldn't count that as black mana. Yeah, it's pretty tough decisions. Could just do any target. It's pretty good. We're looking at 3 cards, so I'm kind of almost thinking those 3 cards would be good. And then the Vengeance, since it's so detrimental to us, maybe that goes, and we're just looking for the red spell that does, it's a sorcery, but that doesn't help though to non-artifact creatures, like this one, but it doesn't do artifacts, and that's the gnomes we're really dealing with. Yeah, I'm kind of in a bind for how to make this a little bit better. If we take out one of these, and maybe this card, we can go less, and maybe it's not that good. If we just take it out entirely, it gives us some more cards that we can do. So then we can go back to the cats, and we can get that, since we're not wiping the board, we have, we can add this equipment in. We can add in the Blessed Defiance for some life gain, I think. And then we can add in some Jewel Thieves. And then maybe we go back to look at that bargain spell. So we can bargain this to do 3. So maybe that becomes better than the than the Blessed Bolt, because we can sack one of our treasure tokens to do that. And then we just have to get back down to 60 cards. So we can look at that again. So we need 6 white. We got white. Oh, we're not playing any of the legendary lands as well. And white. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white. And then 10 red. 2, 4, 5, 10 red, and 7 green. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green. So this is at -2, right? So then that's +1 +2, so +1 +2, +1 +2, and then we're still looking at 2 lands, and I think we can bring in the legendary lands. We can bring in one of those and one of those, and I want to bring in that, and probably get rid of that. That'll put us to the 21 land mark. So I think, with those changes from, it's a pretty massive amount of changes to the deck, but I feel like the breakout, I've hit it, 6 cards you would expect to hit a creature, and I haven't been, so I think we don't have enough creatures in the deck. We only have 15, and plus this 4. So, but that doesn't get hit by the breakout. So I think we get rid of that. The Assemble of Players is a similar card, and it doesn't work. We don't have enough 2-drop creatures, because since these are not creatures, so we only have, what Arena actually says is 15, and 2 of those 15, so we only have 13 things that would be hit by that. So I think if we go with that, it might be good. Obviously, if we can get some more menace creatures, that would be excellent. But get a little life gain in and get that removal. Witchstalker's Frenzy towards the tower still might not be enough with the Get Lost and the lightning bolts, or the lightning strikes rather. Maybe that's good. Maybe that makes it better. Let's give it one more try with the new deck and see if that makes any improvements. We get to be on the play, so that's a good sign. You got a higher win rate on the play than on the draw. We got the mana that we need. We got a creature we can cast. We don't have white, so that's the only downside. Hopefully we'll draw into white. We probably should have surveilled first, since we don't have a 3-drop. That's probably a mistake on my part. This will be a 3/3. It's pretty good. The blue deck, they're probably playing control, or some type of control. Now we can surveil, see if that's a white land. It is the rope. We do want the rope. Oh, it's a tough keep. We'll keep it. And since we do already have a creature that has trample, we'll just swing in. They might return it to our hands. Our hand. We could have swung in with that and drew a card, but we're drawing the rope, so we're fine with just getting that since they have no board state. That's okay. We do have 2 green sources. We do have the torch, the tower, so we can kill that. They're tapped out. I think that's a good option. And we'll just hope that we draw a land next turn. I think we'll go with the Brawler on the second main phase. Definitely himself. And so they're preventing the damage. Blue doesn't have board wipes, but they might be a tap deck based on their 1 creature that they had. And that's a good sign for us. They might have counterspell, so let's see if they got the counterspell. And we'll definitely put that on the patrol if that resolves. If it doesn't resolve, we have the board whip that we can put out. And we could full swing. Sure. I guess maybe we should have put that on the Brawler itself to make it less of a target. But we're looking pretty good. We got the life gain still. They're looking... They gotta have to pump that up to a 2. That'll wipe our entire board. Which is pretty devastating. But hopefully we can recover. I think let's see. Well, I guess we'll cast this. It doesn't really matter. So they could have a Fading Hope. That could be the end of us. We'll put this out for mana, I think. So we can equip it, and we have lethal on board. We have lethal on board with the Blessed Defiance. They're going to return our creature to our hand and eliminate it. That sucks. We don't have any creature lands in the deck, so that might be something that we want to add in. Might be a good idea that we're missing out on for the lands. And now that they're in control state, so I think we're in big trouble, I think. But they have to sack a creature. They're tapped out. We could sack the rope to draw, but I think I'm more inclined to go with the Witchstalker's Frenzy. Oh, we can't do that, so I guess we're going to probably draw. We could force them to sack their guy. I think we're a good life total. We don't need to do that, and I think we just do the draw with the rope, unfortunately. We really need to draw more creatures. They probably still have a counterspell or another counterspell, and that's a sucky draw. I think we go with this first. We're still pretty close to getting them to lethal if we can get a creature to resolve, because we do have the double strike on the board. We also had the Blessed Defiance. Yep. We want to draw another card if we drew a land. We got 2 Witchstalker's Frenzy. They do have this ability to sacrifice a non-creature spell, so they will counter one of our Witchstalker Frenzies. I don't know why they didn't attack in with that. Oh, that sucks. Drawing dead. So maybe if they attack in, the Witchstalker's Frenzy will be less. They're tapped out, so that means we can Witchstalker Frenzy that and kill it. They can't tap for mana. Help preserve our life total. That's like 3 life gain. Yeah, definitely against a controller deck, you need those creature lands. Really important. Let's see if they got it. We have 2 white sources. So we can eat a permanent from their graveyard. They have a couple permanents in there. So we can do that on their turn. And then we can present lethal to them just by eating guys. They do have that counter spell. So we'll see what they try to remove. And I'll probably eat that as well. Oh, I don't get to react to that? We're gonna eat a card. Permanent. Gonna eat another card. I don't know if they can get stuff back from the graveyard. I think we attack. And then we Witchstalker's Frenzy. And I think we'll kill this guy. Because if they counter it, then they have to sacrifice their guy. If they don't block, we have lethal. And so now we have lethal on board. Well, that sucks. What does this become? 2/2 flyer. I think we're gonna hold up the lightning strike because then that puts them to 3. I think we can just get. They just have another one. We might lightning strike that. What does it do? We'll let them choose. They're trying to get spells. Get them into their attack stage so they're not able to cast. I think we just got to get rid of this, unfortunately. That's their whole game plan. They're kind of tapped out, so I think we can get rid of that. Our life total is getting pretty low. They have a stacked hand of control stuff, so I think we're just done. What? Is that their third one or something? Third one? Shuffler's fine. Nothing wrong with the shuffler. Nothing wrong with the shuffler. So they're looking for creatures. Nothing we can do there. And they'll probably be dumping cards because they're looking to cast cards. Well, they drew a land. And then they'll do it again. Well, they know what's on top, right? Because they can see. And yeah. It sucks. I don't think they have any more counter spells, but they do have stuff to deal with us. Well, we're just hoping to draw another lightning strike. Trying to prevent their board from getting too big. I don't think there's anything we can do here in this game. This is probably just a loss for us. But yeah, that's something, you know, as we play, we get to know, like, hey, we should have creature lands in there. We're playing the 3 colors. We can get the prairie in there. We can get the green-red one. And we can get the white, the bivouac. We can put those 3 lands in there. And sure, they have the demolition field type of thing. And now they can start cycling cards. So, yeah. I think we're just in a bad place. We do present lethal on the board if that survives, because we can kill their blocker and Blessed Defiance, so we still have a shot if they can't do anything about our creature. They do have a blocker. Oh, Jesus. They just have everything, huh? I'm at 7, so that means we have to block. They just had all the spells to get us. If we would have saved that one lightning bolt, we would have had them, but... nothing we can do. Look at all the mana they have, too. They've drawn 16 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lands out of 16 cards. Is that right? Oh, maybe their deck wasn't a 60-card deck. And we're back. So yeah, we didn't find success in that game, but it definitely seemed like a better deck. But it did point out some things that we need, and we need some creature lands. You know, so we want the bivouac, the prairie, and the ridgeline, right? So we can go one less here, and do we go one less Besiege? I think we'll go one less of the... that gives us the 5. I think we will get rid of the Besiege, unfortunately. Or... could we get rid of the commercial district? Maybe we get rid of... what do we have? More red? Maybe we get rid of this surveil land. And we get back the Besiege. So yeah, from playing that game, that's the changes that I would make. And so that's kind of just how I go about making the deck a little bit better as you're playing and making changes as you go. So this has been told. Not a great win rate for this deck, but you know, we're trying out the rope and seeing if it's any good, and it doesn't appear to be so. It's a little bit too slow in the current meta. Probably if you're not playing ranked, might be good. But yeah, this has been told. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.